brilliant scoreboard operator in Queens this past weekend. After Shohei Ohtani was doing damage, they said, please don't break anything else, Shohei. And don't go thinking that there is not a greater motive to putting that on the scoreboard. They're trying to impress him in any way possible to be like, Shohei, you're the best. Your exit velocity hits different. Obviously, fans were there hoping that they were going to see him pitch, and obviously that didn't end up being the case because he's not pitching
same
the rest
as here.
of the year. But right, same as here now coming up for this
supposed to
series.
throw Tuesday.
All right, so the greater point I want to get to is there was actually a ton of drama over the weekend involving Shohei because people were like, how, and we pointed this out too, how is there not more testing and communication being done in the weeks where there was arm fatigue and other issues going on where it felt like for sure there's imaging being done? We find out there wasn't up until that Wednesday outing when they find out that there's UCL damage. And the Angels tried to play some defense this weekend saying, hey, this is on Shohei. We wanted to do more testing. He said no. They also kind of said that in their mind, he wouldn't have been able to pitch if the UCL was damaged before that time period. So it definitely happened then. But I'm like, okay, but it could still lead up to that time period. So I think this is like the official end. This is like the divorce period now for Shohei and the Angels. Not that they're not getting along, but the Angels are like, screw it, this dude's leaving. We're going to come out in public and be like, nah, this was not our fault because this makes us look bad, right? As an organization, if they take the hit and say, oh, sorry, our bad, we didn't make sure Shohei was in the best possible position. Now every ball club's going to point to them in the future for a pitcher and be like, hey, do you want to go there? Remember Ohtani got a second TJ because they weren't testing him. So this time they go, no. That was on Shohei. He chose to do that. Am I reading too much into it?
Well, I have a different view of it. I don't know what AJ feels about this, but you have something wrong inside of your body. There is something wrong when you're playing. I had no images ever done on my body until I had something with my knee, and they looked at it, and that was it. And then I woke up one morning in the offseason. Again, I'm not Shohei Ohtani.
And you're not a pitcher.
I'm not a pitcher. But I woke up one morning in the offseason. I was a free agent, and I couldn't bend my arm past here. I couldn't straighten it past there. So I got pictures on my own, and I had a lodged something in my elbow that was keeping it from moving. I got it taken out, but after the surgery, they said, did your elbow ever hurt? And I was like, no, my elbow has not hurt since 2003. And they were like, well, your UCL is about 80% torn. And I played my entire career that way. That was 2016 going into 17. So as a player, and I'm not saying this is what Shohei did, but I'm like, nobody else is getting pictures of the internals of what is making me money. If it blows, it blows. That's on me, but I'm not getting any more images. The more images you get taken, the worse off it's going to be.
You're saying that's information for teams.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. They're going to find something.
Mm-hmm.
And so
But they did find something ultimately, and my thing was...
because it went.
Yeah. So you're saying it was going to happen regardless.
No, I'm saying you didn't know that was going on in there until, let's say he makes it to the end of the season. Mm-hmm. Liam Hendricks just talked about it the other day. 2008 was the first time that he had an issue with his elbow. Now we're in 2023, and he's made millions of dollars and hasn't had anything. If teams had that information... we'll give you a 1-year deal. Not saying they're going to give Shohei a 1-year deal, but I'm saying they could do a John Lackey type of contract where it's like 6-year contract, but if you have Tommy John partway through the 7th year, you got to play for the league minimum, that kind of thing. And that's just the less information you give, you got to be a little prudent. You got to be a little prude about images. You can't just be giving any images for anybody.
Yeah. Listen, Shohei, here's the thing about it. If Shohei said no, maybe he knew something, maybe he didn't. But if it's going to blow, it's going to blow anyways. And we talked about Tanaka on here. He pitched like his whole career, right, with a torn UCL. So, and R.A. Dickey pitched without a UCL for his whole career. So people can do it. People have been able to do it. It's just now it's sad and that he's going through this. And this goes back to what I asked you guys a couple weeks ago. If you're a team signing him to a 10-year deal for $600 million, do you put a non-pitching clause in there if he doesn't pitch? Because that is part of the value of him. And who knows now? And maybe after this, he might not want to pitch anymore because he might dang, I just went through 2 of these things. I don't want to have to go through another one possibly. It just sucks for the timing. It sucks for Major League Baseball. But I can't wait because as I talked to Ken Rosenthal this weekend, it's going to be the most fascinating negotiation/signing we have ever seen.
I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I need to. The spectrum of normally they get pretty close. Yeah, we still think it's probably the Dodgers type of thing, but the spectrum of how much he can make based on his marketability, based on will he pitch, based on if he does pitch, how long will this Tommy John hold up? Will he be the first Cy Young Award winner with 3 Tommy Johns?
If
You're talking about a 10-year, let's say he gets it this offseason, and you're talking about a 10-year deal.
Right. It usually only
how
holds
long
up
is this
for, I think, 5 to 7 years
the
average.
The first one for him was 6, so I'm not going any other place other than what his is, and it's 6 years. Let's say this one lasts for another 6.
My thing is I wouldn't shy away from who this person is and that he is going to dictate this marketplace as much as any free agent, even with the injury situation. Once he clarifies what his plan is individually, which he will do, even though he's very mysterious, he will do that with ball clubs who want to invest in him. My only thing, AJ, that I keep going against you on is, sure, you want to put some weird clause about me not pitching? Fuck you, not signing with you. That's right. There's 30 teams. I know only 15 of them are going to pursue me, but there's 30 teams. I'm moving on from somebody that's got all these stipulations. Look who I am. I'm bringing you 15, 20 mil in marketing money alone, even if I don't play.
3 things. 3 things I'm going to go with. 1, nobody knows what the hell he's looking for because he doesn't tell anybody. Okay?
Fair.
So we don't know. 2, Shohei does whatever the fuck he wants. The Angels aren't stopping him from doing anything, okay? He can do whatever he wants. And the Angels have allowed it, which is fine, great. But he can do whatever he wants. You don't want to hit on the field? Fine. You want to pitch every 6th day? Fine. Whatever it takes, right? Thirdly, though, the thing is, if he has to have Tommy John, why is he waiting? The second Tommy John, the recovery for people is about 3 to 4 months longer than what it is originally from people that I spoke to, okay? So if he waits till the end of this road trip, which is what they're saying, they're on a 10-day roadie right now. So they still have another week before they get back to Anaheim. That's just another week on the timetable, which means he's not only going to miss, if he does have this surgery, all of 24, but he's going to miss a big chunk of 25 as a pitcher. So why not have this surgery today? Or why not have it as soon as he found out about this, if this is what the diagnosis is? Now, I know he's getting second opinions and all that, but you guys have already said he's got the MVP locked up. So why not have it and bring more value to whoever it is going to sign him? Because he can pitch, whether it's a week or 2 weeks earlier. I mean, that counts to the team that's going after him.
Yeah, here's my thing with, and I completely blanked on what I was going to say. So crap hole.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, you were saying something, and then I got a message, and I completely forgot what I was. And I know it's going to pop up. You were saying about the 10 years hitting. Oh, what if? Where did they just go? Where were they just
New
at?
York? Mets.
Okay, and you're saying maybe he stops at the end of this road trip. He wants the surgery at the end and he doesn't play the rest of the season. What if he wanted to see Citi Field and meet with some people at Citi Field and keep playing and kind of show them what he's got?
Also show off what he brings even to 2 ball clubs, not in playoff mode, and you still have a pretty busy ballpark just to see one human. So no matter what's going on, as long as he is on the field, he brings more value than any player in big league history.
True.
Just saying, he wants to see what that environment's like because he knows might be a year of rebuild. He might be going there and hitting dingers.
Mm-hmm. I also don't think if he's there, it's a rebuilding year for them anyway. They're already in.
No.
There's articles about them looking into Yamamoto, who's going to be a huge free agent pitcher this offseason. So I still stand by what I said when it happened.
I'm going to take your theory,
not rebuilding.
Maybe he goes to Philadelphia. Maybe he wants to go to Philadelphia.